Morning, Shelley.
What the fuck?
Shelley, are you talking? I can't hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, Sean. Yep,
Okay.
morning.
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good, doing good.
Great. Excellent.
All right, guys. So, new series we're doing is Command Listings Leverage. So, talking about how Command can help you in that listing process. So, some of the things that we're going to go through today are how to initially create that opportunity or transaction in Command, and then also one of those first steps, whether that's a coming soon social media graphic or just listed social media graphic. I feel like that's one of the first things you guys typically are looking for, is to post something about it. So we're going to do that today. Sound good? Yep. And Shelley, I'm having a hard time hearing you still. If you have a question, do you know how to put it in the chat box?
I do.
Oh,
can you hear
I
me
can
now?
hear you now.
Yeah,
there you go.
I'll do
Okay.
it. I was on the other call and
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Okie dokie. So when you get a listing, the first thing that you usually do would be to start a loop with your listing agreement to get that signed. So the new process to do that is going to be to go to command agent.kw.com, and then you're going to go to opportunities. Okay, and so once you're in opportunities, the first thing you're going to do is click on this blue button that says create opportunity, and then fill out the corresponding information. So market center would be Jacksonville Beach. Opportunity type would be a listing, not a trick question, it's just a listing. So then the owner would be yourself, unless you're on a team. I don't know why it's here, we'll do that. Okay. Client, which it should say customer because we're transaction brokers, right? So I'm just going to search for one of my contacts. So this shows you have to have your contacts in here, at least the ones you're working with, before you can start a transaction, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and select my customer. If there's a co-seller, you can also do that as well. Opportunity name. So this is going to be the name of your loop. So at our office, we typically name our loop the address of the property. So if it's a listing and I have the listing, I just got it, then I'm going to know the address. Okay. So then custom tags, you can tag your transactions just as you would contacts. So my recommendation, a good way to track your transactions would be like how you got the transaction. Were you making your calls? Was it, you just ran into them, it was a Sphere transaction or referral? However you got that transaction would be a great way to track it. That way you know where you're spending your money and your time. Is it actually paying off? So then estimated close date, I do not know that at this point. So then estimated list price, we'll just say, okay. Commission, this is what you are taking. So I used to think it was the total, so like the 6%. This would be just what you are receiving, okay? So I'm gonna put a 3. So then opportunity phase and stage. So this is where the tracking piece comes in. Morning, Sherry. I see you. Well, I don't see you, but I see you.
Morning. Can you hear me? Good morning.
I can hear you, yes. So then opportunity phase and opportunity stage. This is where the tracking piece comes in. So some agents, depending on what their personality is like, they're going to already have this in here from the cultivate phase. But let's just say this just kind of came on really quickly. So you now have the listing. So we're going to say it's active you know what, we'll say, yeah, active, and we're staging. So whether that's getting the photos done, getting everything set, you know. So I'm going to click on create. So once this is created, if it's an active listing in MLS, you can actually go ahead and match it up with that information. So it'll pull all of the info in, no double entry, super cool. So you would just select from your listings. So it defaults to show only your listings. So I don't have any listings, so that's why it's empty. So you would just select your listing and all of that information will pull in as it's updated in MLS, which is great, double entry. So then where you're going to start your loop, because that's the first, you know, first piece really in y'all's process probably, is to start that loop and get that listing agreement signed. So you would go to documents, and then right here it says start a transaction. When you click on start a transaction, that will immediately create a loop in your corresponding .loop account, and then those are now synced. They talk to each other. So as you're adding documents into .loop, you can then pull them into Command for compliance. So really we're just gonna talk about that first step though today, which is to start that loop. So you click on start transaction, mine's gonna give me, oh, no, it actually did, okay. So then I can click on go to transaction, and that takes me to that loop in .loop. So really that's, as far as our changing our process, this is one of the first big steps, because people are used to going to .loop to start their loop, or they're used to going through MyKW. So now this is where you go from now on to create your loops. The sooner you start using this process, the better. So that way you don't have to work backwards once we have a hard date on the calendar where we're making this transition, right? Okay, so then next step in Command, we're actually just merging two steps today because this one's kind of quick. So the next step for you guys as an agent would be to post about this, I would think. You want to get it out on social media. You want to be able to send out, you know, marketing materials, whether that's a flyer, email, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to start with a social graphic today. So that you can do in the Design Center in Command. So that's that sketch pad on the left. So you would come here and then click on this big blue plus sign and then create social. And you can actually import the text and the photos from MLS if it's already entered. This is assuming it's already entered into MLS. So then next, and it's going to have you pick out your listing. Can someone give me an address so we can use an example? That's a listing. Somebody have a listing right now? Yeah? Okay. Let's see. I think this one is still, here we go. So we'll use Terry's. So what it's doing now is taking me to the design portal. So once I'm in here, it'll give me a bunch of different design templates. I can also go to my designs if I already have something created. So I'm going to hop back to templates. Here, I can go to listings and it'll give me for sale, just listed, price update, open house, under contract, so many options, right? So I'm going to click on just listed. So here at the top, Facebook, Instagram stories, LinkedIn, and Twitter. All options, so it just changes the size format, essentially. Okay. I would choose either Facebook or Instagram. Those are the most compatible across the board. So I'm going to actually pick Instagram. So let's see. This one's funny to me because it doesn't actually, oh, it says swipe left. Okay. I was like, it doesn't even show the picture of the house. So what they're saying here is you would upload multiple images and they would swipe left to see images. It's kind of cool. I like that. So let's pick, so we'll click on use. That takes us to the design. Those of you familiar with Canva, it is very similar in how you would use, you know, Canva. So we can click on KWLS, and then it looks like it didn't save my listing. Here, let me just search again real quick. No. So it pulls over all the photos and the listing details, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to go to photos, and then here I can select the photo that I want. And because I clicked it, it just appeared. But to me, I would prefer it to just populate where that photo is. It reduces the work for you, right? To have to delete this and then resize this. So I'm just going to click this and backspace, click backspace. So what I can do, just like in Canva, I can drag it and then drop it into the frame. Or there's another cool feature where if you're having trouble with that, you can select the image that you want to replace. And then over here, a new button shows up that says replace image. So I can actually choose that button and it will replace that image for me. Pretty cool. So then just listed, perfect. Street name. So they are thinking we'll put the address up there. So I can go to listing details. Here's my address. I can select that text box and then come over here, and there's now that same replace button. And look at that, it pops in right in the same text size, everything that we need. Okay, which actually I think that could be a little bit. Whoop. I don't like the dash. Also, if you want to edit this text manually, there you can click into the box and edit it, or there's a typewriter button where you can edit it on this level as well if you're having a difficult time selecting that text box. Okay. So then the last thing to change on this one would be that logo. So I can just go into my logos here, select my logo, and again, click and drop it in, or I can select where to replace it, come over here, replace logo. Super easy. I'm not a big fan of red, so I'm going to change this as well. So you would select the box behind it, and then up here, you can see the different fill colors. It does allow you to put in the color code if you have that. So I'm going to select that. And then we're going to go for I like blue gray. Well, the sky is blue, so let's do let's do more of a gray. Or we could do like a sage color. Okay. Here we go. I like that. Okay, so then now that I know this color code, I can actually change this one.
You can always, watch this recorded.
That template color. And there you go. Now it matches. And same with this text, I'll just change that so it all matches.
First day of what Command can do in that first stage when you
I'm gonna mute you, Lindsay. Sorry, it's echoing. Okay, so once you've completed this design, the next step is going to be to name it. So we'll just say 400 South Millview Way, just listed. And then there's a download button right here. So that arrow that's pointing down, typically a symbol for download. So you click on download. Now to post this on Instagram and Facebook, you need to have a JPEG or a PNG. The difference between the two, PNG is a higher resolution, a more quality image. JPEG is a lower quality. For social media, either one is fine, honestly. The PNG is more important for like your website or different high quality images. So I'm going to go ahead and just download that JPEG. Click on Start Download. And then once it downloads, if you are in Chrome and you are on a PC, most likely it is in your downloads folder automatically. Okay, Macs, it'll usually ask you where you'd like to save it, so just remember where you save it. And then the next step, this is how I usually do it, because Instagram, you want to post from Instagram to Facebook. The reason you do that is because it takes out trying to post it in two places. You just do it through Instagram, it goes both places. It's going to be more likely to be seen on Facebook. So to post to Instagram first, it has to be on your phone. You can't post from the computer. So what you would do is type in your own email up here, and then you can just say Instapost. And then I'm going to insert that image that I just created and send it to myself. Okay. Once I send it to myself, I'm just going to go on my phone where my email is. Okay, select my email, and then it's right here sitting in my email for me. And then if I hold it like this, sorry, if I select it and hold, it'll ask me if I want to save the image. Okay, so save image, and then now all I have to do is go to Instagram, use that from the gallery in my phone, post it to Instagram, also goes to Facebook, and you're done. Cool, cool. So do you guys have any questions for me on how to create that social post or the design center?
I don't have any questions, but, well, I have a question about that one. There was that one you were looking at that had the swipe left option. So that one would just be a more interactive,
Yeah,
like instead of, it's where you can post however many photos from your listing and it
yes,
would engage them a little bit more.
correct. Correct.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys have seen, I've seen posts where in the caption it'll say swipe left for more info, and you would swipe left and see the next photo. So this would be the first photo that you select. So on Instagram, when you're posting, you are given the option to select multiple. So here, let me stop sharing and just have it on me for a second. Okay. So when you're on Instagram, you have the option to select multiple photos. So that's this button, this button that looks like a stack of photos. Okay. So pretend that this is the one that says swipe left, right?
Okay.
So I would have that one select as my main image, and then I would click on select multiple. And then I could go through and select 2, 3, 4, 5, however many I want to do. And you want to select them in the order you want them to appear. Okay. And then you would select next, put a caption, and then post it.
Thank you.
Yeah, great question.
And Megan, I know we're using this now, and but I've got let's see, I've got a listing that closes April 12th. We'll leave that alone, correct? It's
Yes,
been in process a long time.
I would say any
Okay.
current listings, and I believe what you're referring to is .loop, like how to do the loop
Correct.
in compliance, right? So anything that you currently have going, just finish it wherever it is. Anything
Okay.
that starts tomorrow, anything that is new, you're going to want to run it through command. You create the loop in command in that opportunity.
All right, great. And then do we have a hard date? I know, but we need to do it now.
I would start doing it now. It'll save you some headache later. We will have a 3-month notice as far as when .loop is ending. So at least you'll have 3 months to get adjusted to DocuSign. But
Yes.
as for compliance in command, the sooner you can run it through there, then, the less panicked you'll be once that 3 months is up. So
Okay.
I would
Great.
say we're close to that 3 month notice.
Okay, that's good. All right, thank you. Hey, and thanks for all your help this morning. I don't know, I think I'm the Zoom expert, but I'm not.
Oh, stop. You're
And
learning
I had
as we go.
I had a different number, which they just sent out, so it was weird.
So with Zoom, if they give you a meeting ID, it's not quite the same thing as a link. So if you're given both, the easiest option is to just click on the link.
Yes.
Which I saw the email they sent out because Nancy got it. I didn't get it. She sent it to me this morning, and I saw the confirmation they sent out. To me, it was not very clear. So don't worry, you are not alone, I'm sure. But yeah, so what I did was I just copied what they had in there once I saw where the link was and sent it to you. So
Okay, thank you.
yeah, no problem. Cool, guys. Well, day 1 of a new series. How do we feel about switching to a new series? Good?
Yeah, it will
Yeah.
be good. Yeah.
It'll be good. I'm going to catch up on some of the others because I'm lagging a little bit, but
That is the
Me
beauty of
too.
recording in YouTube. So it is all good. I just felt like I was running out of things to talk about in the other ones. I was like, okay, we're going to transition a little bit. So tomorrow at 9:30, we're going to talk about so the next step would be in advertising your listing, potentially, depending on your plan, would be to send a just listed postcard to the neighborhood or to your sphere. So I'm going to show you how to do that.
Great.
Thank
And-
you.
And what are you doing at 8?
So 8 is Angie Bell's call. Here,
Okay,
I can
and then
actually.
at
I think it's 8:30, isn't it, for Angie
Oh,
Bell?
sorry. Yes, hold
8
on.
is
Let
the
me.
shift call.
Okay, so here's my calendar.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and this was email. If you search your inbox with my name, this was
I've
sent out
got
last
it.
Friday. Okay, perfect. So 8 a.m. is shift. 8:30 is shift again with Angie Bell. And then this week in particular is that special workshop. Starts at 9 to 10:30. So that'll just be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I believe.
Wait, can you repeat what you said? What was that, 9 to 10:30?
That is a special workshop James Shaw is doing. The reason it's not on here is because in the email you had to RSVP to get the link. They didn't want me giving out the link otherwise.
Right.
So if you look back in your email, it was sent out last week from the region, and then I think I forwarded it as well.
Yes.
Yes, so it's a workshop with James Shaw just for our region, for our agents. So.
Huh, okay.
And Sherry, it's good. I heard about 20 minutes of it. Okay.
Okay,
I think
thank
it's
you.
real good.
Yeah, and all of mine are recorded and posted to YouTube, so trust me, I feel like I'm always getting, people are always scheduling stuff right when my stuff is, so I'm used to it at this point, so I am not offended if you go to, James's thing, he's awesome. Yeah, it'll be great. You're getting inundated with info, so.
Who is James Shaw?
He is the coolest. Yeah. So it's like Scott Leroy, James Shaw. They're like two of my favorite people. So James Shaw is a bold coach. He is an agent, or used to be an agent down in South Florida. He's in Tampa now, I believe. And he's taught bold, and he goes around teaching. He's, I think, on master faculty now. But he's just really engaging, very knowledgeable. Probably one of the most entertaining speakers that we have, in the company. We did a class with him that was all day on the MREA book, which is super exciting material, right? But he made it so fun and interactive, and he's just hysterical. Oh my gosh, he's awesome. Great stories and application for all the material. Really cool guy.
Yeah, and he also does a, I don't know, I don't think it's a podcast, but it's called Positively Dad.
Yes,
And it's
podcast.
About his, I think it's a kind of a spiritual approach to being a dad. And so I follow that too. He's very interesting. Good guy.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
going to jump back on that. Okay.
You go for it, Shelley. Thanks for coming.
Bye,
Thank
Shelley.
you. Awesome. Bye, Sherry.
But yeah, so I mean, that pretty much wraps up today's call. Anyway, unless you guys have any final questions for me. So just to recap, today we went over, whoops, wrong one. Today we went over how to create your loop in Dotloop when you have a new listing. And then the first step, which would be to post something on social media, how to create a design and post that. So any questions about that?
No, thanks. Thank you.
Okay, cool. So then again, tomorrow we're going to do a just listing. Also, maybe if we have time, go over how to create a custom postcard in Canva. So, yeah. All right, guys. Well, have a wonderful day. Stay safe and stay inside. Don't go anywhere. We need to get this over with. Oh my gosh. When I heard that Trump extended it to April 31st, I was like, oh, or April 30th, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I'm getting
It's
stir
challenging.
crazy.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the info, Megan.
Yeah, no problem, Sean. All right, well, you guys have a good day. See you tomorrow.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.